Welcome back to the new video, learners. So the first question says alveoli are air sacs found at the end of bronchioles in the lungs. The diagram shows how gas is exchanged in alveoli. Match the description. Place where blood has highest oxygen concentration. So this is our blood. This is coming from the body. So if it is coming from the body, it is carrying carbon dioxide, and when it is entering the body, going towards the body, it is taking the oxygen with it. So if we look carefully, place where blood has highest oxygen concentration is this one, right? From here carbon dioxide comes out and oxygen comes in. So over here the concentration of oxygen is highest. Blood capillary wall. So if we talk about blood capillary wall, these are the capillaries, right? These are the capillaries. Okay, and C is the correct option for it because this is the wall of capillary, a surface where gas exchange happen. Now let's think about it. So where does gas exchange happen? It happens in the alveoli. And what is the surface? If we look at E is not the surface, B is also not the surface, C is also not the surface. All right. A is also not the surface where gas exchange is happening. It is breathing exchange. We can say that the oxygen is coming in and carbon dioxide is going out. But over here we are talking about gas exchange. So gas exchange means that carbon dioxide is going out of the body and oxygen is coming in. So the correct option for that would be D. All right. Alveoli are adapted to maximize gas exchange. How? We have to describe one adaptation. If we look clearly at alveoli, I have told you that imagine the walls of alveoli like a spider web and imagine oxygen as a needle. Can a needle pass through spider web? Yes, it can because the spider web is too thin. So we can write down the adaptation as they are thin walled. If they are thin walled, then short diffusion distance. Distance for diffusion is short. If the wall is too thick, and imagine this as oxygen, all right, so distance for diffusion will be too much, right? But because they are thin wall like this, the oxygen can pass in easily. So short diffusion distance. Red blood cell transport oxygen around the body. Which mineral in the diet is needed to make red blood cell? So if you go for a blood test and if doctor told you that your hemoglobin level is low, do you drink tonic? What does that tonic contain? In most proportion I'm talking about, it contains iron because iron is needed for it. That's why the mineral in diet which is needed to make red blood cell is iron. Now don't eat iron pen. Now don't try to eat iron filings or iron object. It is naturally present in milligrams in your food. Alright? Try eating green leafy vegetables. Okay? And you're good to go. The question is about reactions of magnesium. Write down the name of the gas. The name of the gas with magnesium reacts is known as oxygen. So magnesium plus oxygen gives us, yes, magnesium oxide. Very good, learners. So oxygen is the answer. Describe one safety risk in the investigation. Imagine you are doing this practical in the chemistry lab. What is the first thing that I will tell you? I will tell you that this is a burning metal. So please wear eye protection, right? So correctly, you can write in safety risk that is a burning metal. You cannot look at welding, right? Have you ever seen welding? Yes or no? Can you look at it directly? Will the spark come in your eyes or not? So you have to wear eye protection. So we need eye protection. Magnesium reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid. Magnesium is a metal and it is reacting with an acid. All of us know that a salt is formed whenever metal reacts with acid. A salt is formed, not your household salt. A salt basically is salt of a metal. All right, salt plus hydrogen gas. Every time hydrogen gas is formed. Okay, so magnesium ribbon, you have done this practical. Magnesium ribbon, when reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid, hydrogen gas is evolved. And what is the product formed? Magnesium chloride. Magnesium chloride. Circle the anomalous result in the table. So Safia uses an electromagnet to pick up steel pins. See, she's increasing the current. Number of pins is also increasing. But what happened here? The number of pins decreased. So this is the anomalous result. Anomalous means that there's some problem with that result. We have to do it again. Okay. The current in the wire changes the strength of the electromagnet. Suggests one more factor. See, either we can change the current or we can increase the number of coils. Yes or no? Number of turns. So we can write wrapping more coils. Space has many parts. Draw straight line from each part to correct description. What is galaxy? Galaxy is large group of stars. Solar system is basically planets orbiting around a star. And what is stellar dust? Clouds of particles in the space. Some industries produce toxic substances. These toxic substances sometimes enter the food chain. Look at the food chain. Suggest a habitat where this food chain is found. Where do you find algae, mayfly, small fish? Where do you find fish? Big fish. So you find it in the river, so write down river. River is their habitat. Habitat is the place where they live. Explain why relative concentration of toxic substance is much higher in an otter than in a big fish, than in a big fish. So why the harmful substances are more in otter? See, it is at the end of the food chain, right? So otters are eating many big fish. That's why they have higher concentration. This is what we call bio. Yes, repeat after me. Magnification. Listen, you have to take your paper and pen and start solving with me, otherwise it's of no use. So don't just watch the video, try to practice maximum number of questions, then only you will be able to score good marks. All right, now let us move on to the next one. The amount of toxic substance increases around the food chain. What is this process called? This is known as bioaccumulation. All right, write down one impact of increasing the concentration of toxic substances in an ecosystem. So, if toxic substances are increased, what will be caused? So, if toxic substances are increased, the species will die. So, there will be loss of species, right? All right, learners, let's look at this question now. This question is about dissolving. So, we have three solutions. All right, these darker dots are of solute, and this is the solvent. Okay, and what is our solute? Our solute is blue food color. And what is a solvent? Solvent is water. All right. So, can you see this solution? It is lightish color. So, that means low amount of solute and large amount of solvent. So, match the following. Very simple. This one is the darkest. So, I will match it with this one. And this one is in the middle. So, I will match it with this one. This is the most concentrated. And this is the most dilute. All right, most dilute means less amount of solute. Circle the word. The blue food color is the solute and water is the solvent. Very simple. Let us not waste our time and move on to the next one. Ahmed investigate primary and secondary colors. Which color for light is produced when red and green are mixed? Whenever we mix red and green, yellow is formed. All right. What are the primary colors? Do let me know in the comment section the difference between primary and secondary color. Now learners, let's talk about this question. Ahmed wears a magenta and green striped shirt. Complete the sentences. In blue light, magenta strips look of blue colors. But how, sir? Okay, so this is magenta strips. This magenta color is not a primary color. It is made up of red plus blue. Alright. So if blue light is coming on it, it will reflect blue light. Let me give blue color. Okay, it will not absorb it. All right, so what color will magnetic strip look of? It will look of blue color. Don't worry, let me explain you with the help of an example. If I ask you what is the color of an apple, so you will say, sir, it is very simple question. Apple is of red color, right? That means when white light, which has all seven colors, falls on this apple, think about it. When white light falls on this apple, I'm drawing three colors out of that. All right. So it absorb all the colors but only reflect the red one. So it is rejecting the red. And that reflected red, think with me, that reflected red is giving this apple the red color. because only red light is reaching our eyes, and you are seeing the apple with your eyes, right? So don't get confused in it. So if magenta is composed of red and blue colors, so that means it will only reflect blue color and red color, because blue light was falling on it, so it was only reflecting blue light. That's why it will appear blue. This is because magenta reflects blue light. In blue light, the green strips look of black color, because magenta will absorb, because green stripes will absorb blue light. All right? Okay? Yes or no? So green stripes, for example, this is green stripe. Let me draw with this one. So this is green stripe. Imagine this as if two colors are falling on it. One is blue and one is green. So it will only reflect green color, and and all the other colors it will absorb. Repeat after me, it will absorb. So blue color will be absorbed by it. So if no color is being reflected, what do you see? When there is no light, what do you see? We see black, because it absorbs blue light. If you got this one, show me a thumbs up in the comment section. All right. Now, Ahmed passes cyan light through a yellow filter. So cyan is made up of green and blue. Okay. And it is a yellow filter. All right. Now yellow is made up of green and red. When we mix green and red, yellow is formed. So what do they have in common? Can you see this green is common? So only green light will pass from here. Okay. So which color will you see? Green light. Green light will pass. Reason yellow filter only lets green through, because that is common between them, between this cyan light and yellow filter. Cyan is made up of green plus blue. Think with me. And yellow is made up of green and red. What is the common? Green part. So only green will pass. Okay? Let us move on to the next question. Look at the graphs about the volume of ice on Earth. Which one has the highest global temperature? Alright. When was the highest global temperature? If we look very carefully, now highest temperature was at, we will look in this, okay, global temperature. So this one is the highest according to me. And if we come down, this one is between 150 and 100. What comes between 150 and 100? 125. So we write down 125,000 years ago. Describe the relationship between the global temperature and volume of ice on the earth. So as you can see, if the temperature is highest, volume is lowest. Temperature is highest, volume is lowest. Temperature is highest, volume is lowest. Why? If there is most temperature, there will be no ice. So the volume of ice will be lowest. Think about it. Think about it. If you take an ice cube and put it in a high temperature, will it melt or not? Will the volume will become less or not? Say yes or no. All right, very good. Now let's move on to the next question. So what you will write? The higher the temperature, lower the volume. Okay. Climate and weather are two different things. Yes, we know that. Which statements are about climate? Climate, okay, not weather. Average rainfall for a particular region? Yes, sir. Changes in atmosphere during a 24-hour period? No. Climate takes a long time. Highest temperature recorded in a week? No, this is not climate. Long term temperature. See, underline this term long term. Yes, this is climate. Predicting when the next thunderstorm will happen? Nada. No. Gold metal is used to make jewelry. The purity of gold mixed with other metal is measured during a system called carat weighting. A piece of gold is mixed with other metal and has a mass of 200 gram. The mass of gold in this mixture is this much. How can we calculate the percentage of gold? So how can we calculate the percentage? To calculate the percentage, first find the fraction. So this is the total mass, this is the amount of gold. So the fraction is 86.5 upon 200. Now tell me, how can we find percentage? Percent means per thousand. Oh, sorry, per hundred. Yes or no? So multiply it by 100. This 0 got from this 0 goes from this 0 divided by 2, and you will get your answer. All right. Now, what is the carat rating for this mixture of gold and other metals? Okay, let's find out the percentage. So it is 43.25%. All right. Now, let us find the carat rating for it. 43.25% will give us approximately around, see, this is the minimum percentage and this is the maximum percentage, right? So minimum percent, and so this one is wrong, 100% is wrong, 22% is also wrong, 18% is also wrong. See, this is not the minimum criteria. 14 is also wrong, so we got from 10, right? So for 14, minimum 58.5 is required, but we are having 43.25, so we are going with 10. So it is 10 carat. All right. Complete the sentences about diffusion. Diffusion occurs in gases and liquids. When perfume is sprayed in a room, the perfume particles and the air particles move and mix together. Diffusion occurs more quickly in gas hotter because the gas particles move faster. All right. You reinvestigate the water content of potatoes. Step 1, cut a piece of potato. Heat the potato in microwave. Again and again repeat that process. Okay. So URI also uses a balance to find the mass of the cube of potato. So it is a cube of potato. All right. At time 0, mass is this much, 1 this much, 2 this much, 3 this much, 4 this much, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, at these three, after 8 minutes, the mass is same. So all, repeat after me, all the water has evaporated till this point. Yes or no? Think about it. There is no more water now. So this is no water region. No water. All right. So look at the graph, draw a curve to best fit. All right, let's plot it. At the starting, the mass was 10 gram. So we will put a dot at 10 at 0 time. See, now at 1 minute it was 9.4. So 9.4 is approximately over here. Okay, how can we find it, sir? Now listen, count the number of squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And over here is only 1, right? 9 to 10. So I will divide 1 by 5. I will get 0.2. So this much is 0.2. This is 9.2 and this one will be 9.4. Okay, and we need 9.4. So this one is 9.4. Again, I will repeat it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is 1. So divide 1 by 5. You will get 0.2. This is how we do. Okay. Think about it. Repeat. Just go back. Watch the video again and you will get it. Don't worry. I know you all are champions. Come on. Let's move on to the next one. Now, you mark the dots. Now, what you have to do is just connect them. Connect them. All right. And now label it. This is mass in grams and this is time in minutes. All right. Okay. Now, Yuri says, I have read that vegetables are 90% water. I predict 90% of this potato will be water. See, we were using 10 gram of potato, right? If 90% will be water, only 1 gram will remain. But over here, 2.1 gram is remaining. The weight is not going below 2.1 gram. That means 90% is not water. The mass would have gone down to 1 gram. Think about it. If 10 gram out of 10 gram, 90% is water. That means 9 gram is water. So if we are evaporating it, that means only 1 gram of it will remain. But we are having 2.1 gram. So 90% is not water. Right? Let us move on to the next one. Diagram shows an analogy to describe earth magnetism. Which part of the earth structure is represented by the bar magnet? See, bar magnet is where the magnetic field lines are coming. Yes or no? So which part? Which part? What is responsible for earth magnetic field? Scientists say that core is responsible. So we can label it as core. What does the arrows represent? Arrows represent magnetic field, or you can write field lines as well. All right. Mike investigates reactions. In the first experiment, Mike pours some water into a beaker. measures the temperature of water, add 1 gram of solid to the water, stirs the mixture. Oh, doing so much. How many solids have endothermic reaction? See, the temperature is same, increasing, decreasing. So this is endo. Again increasing, again increasing. So only one solid is going under endothermic reaction. Mike has not done a fair test. So just one way Mike could improve the investigation to make it a fair test. Alright, see, if we look at the investigation, he pours some water into the beaker, measures the temperature, add 1 gram, say the mixture, repeats the experiment with 4 other solids. See, he is not measuring the water. He might use different water, right? Yes or no? If he is not measuring, think about it with me. If you are not measuring, if you are blindfoldedly just adding some water, so you are using different water for all the solids, right? Yes or no? So you have to measure same volume of water each time. Repeat after me, same volume. This is the control variable, same volume of water each time. Alright, you cannot say some water in an investigation. Mike describes solid A as being inert. What do you mean by inert? Again and again this term is coming. Inert is unreactive. Alright. Okay, solid is unreactive because the temperature is not changing. So it is not undergoing any reaction. So solid A is inert. One example of exothermic reaction is adding calcium oxide to water. Yes, we know that. Yes, we know that. The product is calcium hydroxide. We also know that. Write the word equation. So calcium oxide plus water gives us calcium hydroxide. You got the answer. See, from the question only you got the answer, right? Very simple. Let us move on to the other one. Now be with me through this question. Okay, Lily and Blessy play on seesaw. Lily sits at the distance of 1.5. Lily's weight is 500 Newton. You have to calculate moment. What is moment? Force into distance. Repeat after me. Distance from the pivot. From the pivot. From the pivot. So this is the pivot. Okay. You have to take the distance from the pivot. What is the moment? 500. This is the weight, right? Times 1.5. And the answer is 750. Unit is Newton meter. Alright. The unit of force is Newton. And of distance is meter. Blessy sits on the seesaw with Lily. Blessy weighs 600 Newton. The seesaw is balanced. Just circle it with me. Circle it with me. The seesaw is balanced. Alright. So if Lily is giving a moment of 750, if if Blessy is sitting over here, okay, let me draw Blessy for all of you. If Blessy is sitting, the total moment of Blessy will also be 750. So moment of Blessy would be 750. That's then only it will balance, right? But the weight of both of them is not equal. So moment of Blessy equals to force into distance. All right. We have to calculate the distance over here. Okay. Force is weight only. So we can write the moment of Blessy. What is moment of Blessy? What is moment of Blessy? 750. Why 750? Because the moment will be same. That's why it is balancing. That's why the seesaw balanced. So 750 equals to what is the force of Blessy? Repeat after me. It is 600 Newton, sir. If you see Newton, that understand that it is force given. Okay. So force is 600 into distance. We don't know. Make it the subject. Send 600 on the other side. Mathematics. What will we do? Divide 750 by 600 and we will get our answer. Alright. If something is balanced, that means their moment will be same. Repeat after me, moment same. Alright, learners. You got through this paper as well. See you in the next one. All the best.